Dave Westgarth, thank you very much for coming along tonight. It was great to hear you last time you were here. Really looking forward to hear you tonight.
Yeah, I should probably kick off with saying thank you for having me back again. I'm surprised you have. You're not the first one to make that mistake, but let's see what happens. But my talk this time is similar to the last one I did in some ways. The last one was on AI and Agile and practical ways to bake AI into your ways of working. This one focuses more on lean UX and how AI maybe is changing lean UX in some ways, but in a lot of other ways is really building on it and taking a lot of principles, practices, and ideas forward 2 or 3 steps. And I'm hoping I can show people how, with some AI power, you can really lean into a lot of what lean UX really advocated for when it first broke through.
We love you, Lean UX.
That's great.
Yeah. Do you think there might be something that do you think people might be surprised to hear you talk about?
Good question. I hope so. I hope there's some ideas in there that sort of twig. And I think a lot of what AI is doing in some ways, you might see this with people talking about spec-driven development. And a lot of people saying, well, this is just reviving waterfall thinking. And in some ways, I can see what they're saying, but in other ways, that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I think that's a lot of what AI is going to do. With the price of production, especially if software products now really collapsing, other ideas or older ideas can come back to the fore in new and interesting ways. And I'm hoping that that's what I can show with this lean UX talk around some of these principles that you might think you sort of know. In the advent of AI, you can probably use them a little bit more intelligently and effectively now. One of the sort of biggest takeaways I hope we'll get from this talk is when the cost of delivery and the cost of production is so low, that's not a differentiator anymore. And delivery should be your first priority as an Agile person. But now delivery's become more and more of a formality. You need to think about what good delivery is now. And bringing these lean UX ideas in, I think, is a really good step in that direction.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, using new tools to drop the transaction cost of the parts in the chain is doing what some of the test automation tools did a few years ago.
Yeah. So there's 3 broad tools I think are really, really good at the minute. Those are Lovable, Replit and Base 44. You hit them with a prompt. They do some working out in the background, and a few minutes later, you've got a brand new application sat in front of you. And I think that what that does is it makes the price of experimentation and trialing things out based on hypothesis, instinct, and curiosity incredibly low. And where Lean UX used to advocate for things like paper prototypes or getting ideas out of your head and onto a visual board, we don't even need to bother with those proxies anymore. We can go straight from idea to product now. And I'd hope people would take that sort of pattern forward from here.